Good morning, grade 11 entrepreneurship students. Today we'll have a session, a fantastic and interesting session on women entrepreneurs. Remember the other day we just kick-started the topic and then we had to stop, because time up, right? Today we'll try to elaborately learn about this. Why is there, the very first question is, why is there a clear, separate topic given for women entrepreneurs and what kind of problems that they face? Do the male entrepreneurs don't face problems? They do face. All entrepreneurs have their level of challenges, their level of risk that they take. Everybody faces challenges, but there is a clear mention for women is the reason being is it is a little higher, a little more difficult, right? Because there has been a gender bias that is there in the society since ages, since centuries, since time immortal. We know clearly that there is a clear discrimination, there is a clear distinction established between a male sector and the female sector. The male sector being always appreciated, always looked upon as somebody who can earn, who's a breadwinner, and the female sector usually looked after as a person who is a little lower or considered to be a little or less standard compared to the male sector, right? She's good at home, he's good outside. That's the simple thing. So we have been following this since long. And a special mention here clearly indicates another thing that women are still, there's a long way to go to them. There's a long, long way. The path is not yet started. They just started, right? We'll understand the different kinds of problems. Patriarchal society, that simply means that clear bias, gender bias. The way a woman is brought, the way a girl child is brought up in a family, and the way a male child is brought up in the family, apart from few metropolitan cities, a major chunk in India still believe that women has to be protected, has to be safeguarded, and thereby excessive exposure to outside atmosphere is not great, and we are actually putting the women in trouble. So that's a clear belief that is established, and thereby the male get a better exposure to the society because they are sent outside, right? Lack of opportunity lacking. You know why? Because it is not about the strength, it is the lack of opportunity that is not there. We don't want reservation or some kind of a special provision. We are not fighting for rights, we are fighting for opportunities. An opportunity that is there for a male gender of the society is critically, there is a big no for the female sector. It was until since recently, even in today's day, many rural areas, many small towns, or many even in metropolitan cities, you could find that women are not provided with a great opportunity to take rice risking jobs, to become entrepreneurs. Specifically businesswomen means you have to face so many challenges, so much of risk, so much of stress. You don't have to take it. You can be treated like a queen. You just stay at home, you'll manage everything. That's the attitude of the other sector of the society. Women herself puts another woman in trouble. That's a fantastic bonus that women have, right? So next one is your enabling technologies for women. See, first of all, education to women, skill development of women has to be enhanced. So that means the technical expertise that a male is getting, that level of technical knowledge and exposure should be equally provided to women. Now it is a secondary thing whether the woman is able to grasp it or not, but the opportunity itself is not given. In many areas, women are forced to get into professions or forced to do stuff that usually, see, I'll tell you easy example. Like you look at sports also, if a woman achieves something in sports, it's not considered great. Right, it is, but to a large extent, when you compare it with the male sector, very, very less. Very, very less. Right? There's so many movies coming up like Mary Com, and so many other movies came up, Dangal, and all portraying the level at which women can, breaking the stereotypes that women can't achieve, but then still there is a long way to go. Right? So technologies, technical expertise, education, skill development, all these kind of training should be equally provided to women also, particularly in rural and village areas, in the background where the society has conservative approach towards women. Social barriers, yes, there are a lot of social barriers. The stigma lying that, if you cannot trouble a woman, you cannot put excessive strain on a woman. Maybe she is not capable of. You have never tried. As though it is like trial and tested already. Women cannot achieve it, or you should not put the pain on women. Women cannot be the breadwinner of the family. She cannot earn for herself. She has to take care of the family. If she is working outside, she is literally, ditching her family. That kind of attitude should be changed. There should be a drastic change in the approach and attitude. Women is not good in kitchen. Women is good everywhere. That kind of attitude should be developed, Right. Social barriers clearly lay down that, women is good as a mother, women is a childbearing machine. It is similar to that, in India, I can tell you, not only in India, world over, except for North Korea, who has been very bluntly telling the role of women in a society, that they are fit as childbearers and they are fit as slaves. So women in North Korea are treated as slaves. Even outside the world, they are not openly told that they are treated as slaves, but actually in reality, in major chunk of the population, that particularly towards rural areas and the background areas, they are still treated and considered as slaves only. They are considered a step below the men. They are considered to be dependent on men. And women also have to fight a larger, bigger battle compared to men to come out of that circle, to come out of that society where she is basically pulled down. Gandhiji rightly said once that women and men, women are gifted to a men who are capable mentally, qualitatively, equal, or sometimes beyond them. Sometimes they are more than capable of what men are. But then the question is my approach, my perception on how women is. So your perception doesn't matter. I will create opportunities are a blockage. Career choices are a blockage. Skill development is a blockage. So many hindrances she has to overcome compared to men. Right? Then comes attitudes of creditor. See, now not only in the banks, but also in not in the metropolitan cities, but towards the rural and small towns, particularly in India, you find that when a woman applies for a loan for a financial help, the first thing they look at is, oh, a woman has come to a bank for a loan. Look at her. Why is she coming? Same kind of problem Nandita Bijur also faced. She was put down or for her loan applications many times just because the reason is she had all the adequate documents, adequate security, but the problem was she was a woman. Had she applied the loan in the name of her husband, she would have got it. So like this kind of problems are faced large. They are quite large. And because we are not seen, particularly in Hyderabad, to say that many people have not exposed themselves to such a society. I've been recently to few places, few small towns like Krishnagiri and all, where I went outside at 6:30 just because I had an emergency to buy certain things for myself. Every man looked at me like, why is she coming out at 6:30? Hello, are we still in India? 1947, what happened? So we are still in a state, we are still in a country where it is critically believed that wearing a salwar kameez is also a curse, a sin. So just imagine there are still many states like that in India where women are struggling very hard. They don't even know what they are capable of. Because at a very young age, at a very small age, their dreams, their ambitions are crushed off. They are considered to be marriage material. They are considered to be childbearing machines. They are considered to be good homemakers. They are good at all those areas. You can't accept the fact that a woman will grow up and lead the country. No. The women will go up and become an entrepreneur, big girl. See, we have many popular women entrepreneurs like Indra Nurani. We have many women entrepreneurs, but there are very few compared to male members. And those who were able to face the larger than life challenge to overcome the obstacles. Men also face challenges in entrepreneurship, in the path of entrepreneurship. But then the challenges that are faced by women are little larger or little higher. Right? Then organized sector. A major chunk of work that is done by women comes under the unorganized sector in the country. Organized sector is one where I can account for, I can record for. But the hard work that a woman does comes in the unorganized sector of the economy. Thereby, whatever effort she is putting or how much ever hard work she is doing, that goes in water. It is not recognized only. I'll give you one example. Recently in cities we have seen that last 10-15 years we have seen the approach of women going on night shifts and working in a call center or in a software or in a tech consultancy services. We have seen women doing it, but are you aware of the fact that women were doing this long ago, from since long ago? I'll tell you example. Whole day when a male member of the family, particularly in agricultural sector, I have seen this in and around my native place, where male, they suffer the whole day. They stand in the hot sun and all, and they do the agriculture, the farming and everything. When they return home in the evening, they cook. Their meals are ready. Everything is ready, and in the night, to fight with the snakes, to fight with the rats, to take care, to protect the agricultural field, women takes a small lantern and goes and works in the night. Because day she is taking care of the family and taking care of the household chores and managing the finances. In the night she goes. Is it not night shift? Is she not into a larger than danger that compared to a tech consultant? Yes or no? Is she not working in the night in the agricultural farms and fields where there are rats, There are different kinds of praise that come out to attack the crops. But she's working in that situation. That means she's very courageous, and it has been a practice since long. And today we have an objection that women are working in the night shift. But what happened to them? Because it is an unorganized sector, her effort, her hard work is not recognized only. It is considered to be a normal task. It is considered to be a normal task. Weightlifting again, if a woman prefers to go under weightlifting, say for example I'll tell you, or say wrestling or some kind of activity that involves a lot of physical work, immediately there is an objection in the family. They say that how can you do it? We are from such a background, you're spoiling the name of the society, so you're spoiling the name of the family, our entire dynasty has never done it. But to tell you very frankly, this very same woman will fetch 100 buckets of water in a day by pumping. She's physically that strong, which a male member in the same family, the fifth bucket will give up. So she is physically capable. She picks up volumes of water cans and walks away from the river right to her house. She walks all the way carrying the heavy load. This happens even during when she is having a pregnancy or during when she is bearing a child. Even in that time she is able to carry and walk all long distances. But still she is considered to be physically weak. So this is the perception or the stigma that is there in the mind but not actually present in the society. So it is now high time that we change this and do not treat women as only marriage materials, but treat them as somebody with a person with intellect, with the person, appreciate the quality of, appreciate the intelligence, appreciate the values that a woman has got in her. Later we'll see that how the society drastically moves. The burden of bringing up an economy does not lie on the shoulders of male sector of the society. It is an equal responsibility to be shared by men and women hand in hand together. Right? Thank you and have a fantastic day.